Yes, don't forget to check out Doggy Diamonds No Filter on Apple Podcasts as well as Spotify. I tell y'all this every show, and they got a stigma that black people, Spanish speaking people, which are, well, we ain't gonna get into all that, don't listen to podcasts. We gotta show them that we do like audio as well as we like video. We like audio. So if you like audio and you want to support the audio is right below in the description box. Or you could go on your podcast, your Apple Podcasts or Spotify, put in Doggy Diamonds No Filter. It is going to come up. Also, don't forget for only $100, I promote whatever you need on my social media and my website. That's my Twitter, Facebook, Insta Stories, YouTube community, and my website, www.doggydiamondstv.com. Hit me up on Instagram at Doggy Diamonds for your promo. Serious inquiries only. Must be Cash App ready. Listen, man, and I'm going to keep it real. I'm going to say it again. At this point, if you are not getting the notifications, then that's your fault. Because all you got to do is go to www.theinterviewking.com. Sign up for the email list. All you're doing is putting your email. You ain't got to do nothing on the site. But when you go there, you'll definitely get the emails. And when I go live or upload content, you might have missed something. You know, YouTube be playing games, so we got to find workaround. Let's go. So as you hear that start, you should be already coming in, hitting the like button. You should be ready. I promise you this will be one for the ages, as all of them are, you know. Let's go. Let's go, y'all. Let's go. Might get the voice of reason. I'm on double time. You know, I just got off live and I got back on. You know, we just work hard. We just work hard. Just go. All right, y'all. All right, stop the music. All right. Sometimes I just fall in love with my beat, so, you know, I'll just be jamming. All right. Stop the beat. I've been here earlier. I'm coming back, so I got on the same gear. I got on my hip-hop. My nationality is hip-hop. But I do what I do, how I do what I do, how I want to do it. I'm Doggy Diamonds. This is Doggy Diamonds TV. Tonight I got a special guest. It's been very, very, like, testosterone-y, very, you know, manly and, you know, aggressive. So sometimes I got to tone it down and bring ladies on here because men want to see ladies, especially. Introduce yourself to the people.
What's up, everybody? I'm Tiye Pheonix.
Tiye Pheonix, hailing from where?
Hailing from Baltimore, Maryland. Shout to be more careful. Got to be more careful. And also I represent Jersey. I kind of represent both places because I spent so many years in Jersey, and a lot of people believe that I'm a Jerseyite. They believe I'm like a native Jersey person because I just was there for so many years. And so I have to claim Jersey.
All right. So let's start getting you in trouble off the muscle. Who's your favorite rapper from Jersey?
Redman.
Got you. I ain't mad at that. Guess who I called the other night live on air? Lakim Shabazz.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That's one of my Jersey favorites on the low. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you know who that is, but I know you know who that is. I'm only messing with you. So, let's get right to it. Female rapper. You cool with the term or not? Are you cool with the term or not?
Well, female is a controversial term.
Okay.
Believe it or not.
Okay. Set me straight. Let's go.
Female is a controversial term because female, my light went out, but I'm going to still keep talking.
I didn't see it go. We didn't even see it go out. You still look. Okay.
Female is a controversial term because it can describe any species. You could be like female dog, female goat, female. So some people say women rappers, or lately I've been hearing a lot of discussion where a lot of people are saying, look, let's just not even deal with the gender. Let's just say, you know, MCs, rappers, you know, I hear different, you know, layers of that discussion. I'm not offended though, when people say female rapper. I'm not offended because we're still a growing subdivision of the culture. It's like there are millions now, right? It's not like years ago where you only had 2 or 3 sprinkled around, you know, in different cliques or whatever. You know, there are there's a whole population of female rappers now throughout the culture, throughout the music, but I'm not offended by it.
I
When you say
never, I,
female,
I never heard woman rapper though. I'm gonna let you know. I've never heard woman rapper. Like the woman, never heard that. Never, 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 never. So
no,
that's
some
new.
people, it's just a debate between how legit the word female is. Like, and I just feel like at this point, as long as I'm acknowledged.
Yeah, I mean,
or
when
I
I
put-
think female, I damn sure ain't gonna think about no mountain lion or something like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna think about a woman straight up. I ain't gonna think about no goddamn animal. You know, so I get what you're saying, but yeah, when we say female, we think of because you know, as a man, we be like, yo, we gonna check some females. You know what I'm saying? Like that means a lot because it's the opposite of men. So, who inspired you to rap? Because right now, I think this new generation are these Nicki babies?
I think these new female MCs who are gaining popularity, they're getting a lot of exposure. I think they are spawns of the Nicki era. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I was inspired. You asked me who inspired me. I was more influenced by the KRS-Ones, the Big Daddy Kanes, and the Rakims, because that particular, approach to MCing deals with high-level information. It deals with the respect of the culture. With Rakim and Big Daddy Kane, what you saw was a perfect balance between I'm connected to the street, I'm connected to the culture and my people, but I'm elevating in my knowledge, my information. I'm growing in terms of my intellectual maturity, just my spiritual growth, my cultural awareness. At that time, in terms of just growing culturally, it was, you had a lot of the 5% culture was very impactful in hip hop. Their voice was undeniable, like the presence of their voice was undeniable. And so when you started to see Rakim and Kane, it was like this perfect blend of street knowledge, like street awareness, cultural awareness, but still being, knowledgeable and just really growing in terms of just your overall awareness. They were doing that simultaneously with fashion. Big Daddy Kane was like culture, street, fashion. He was like, there was so many different layers to what he was doing.
Who is my GOAT? Big Daddy Kane is the greatest of all time to me.
That's your goal?
I would never waver. Ain't No Half Stepping is the best song ever made in hip hop history. I would never waver from that. Ever, 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 ever. I do a top 5. It'll never change. Kane will be forever be number 1. But I can understand the Rakim, and it's funny that you're saying the God's influence on the culture, because both of them are part of the Nation of Gods and Earth. People don't know that of Kane, but he is too, because he's the God Rakim. But people didn't know that Kane was a part of the King Asiatic and nobody's equal. He was a part of the Nation of Gods and Earths as well, but people don't know that, So I get what you're saying. So coming up in that era, well, here in that era, there also were women that were spawned from that era too. You had the Lights, you had the Latifahs, you had the Shantays, the Antoinettes. Where did they fit in how you put your stuff together?
Well, Light, Latifah, like you said, Shantae, who I've actually performed with. I actually, in Jersey, because, she's from Brick City. Shout out to Brick City, Roxanne Shantae.
Well, she's from Queensbridge.
Right, my bad.
Yeah. She's from Queensbridge. She
is.
Imported to Brick City, but she rap Jersey too.
Exactly. Pardon me. But she reps Brick City.
Definitely.
So we did a show in Brick City. We did a show. Pardon me. And So that was deep for me because really Shantae, and it's on my page, like obviously like way down, like you'd have to scroll through so many rows on my timeline on my page. But that show, it was a very comedic moment. If I could just talk about it really quickly, she was performing and she asked me to beatbox for her while she was performing. Now, not really a professional beatboxer, okay? But I'm not going to say no in the moment. I'm going to figure it out. I'm like, I've been listening to hip hop since the 6th grade. I'm a rapper. I'll figure this out, you know, boom, back. Like, you know, so in the moment, I became a beatboxer. Hilarious.
Gotcha.
Okay? But while she started rapping her verse, I cut her off and rapped her verse with her. And she turned around and was like, yo, what are you doing? Like, I literally like performed her verse with her because I fanned out.
Yeah, you're going to.
I fanned out in that moment. I was like, yo, I'm on stage right now with Roxanne Shantae. And while I was beatboxing, I stopped beatboxing and just started spitting her verse with her. She was like, yo, can I do my verse? But that was a real deep moment for me. So in line with what you're asking me, just Roxanne, Light, Latifah, Moni, they're all like that confidence. That was like, you know, they brought a certain like confidence and presence to the mic that I think shifted the current for female MCs. Like, you know, when you're just on the mic and you don't have no fear. You know, your skill is there, your presence is there. The subject matter is there, the content is there. So yeah, they influenced me in terms of just how to approach the mic, how to approach emceeing. And then, like I said before, as far as like the content and just what you represent and just bringing different elements to the art of emceeing, that would, you know, be of course like the KRS Ones and the Big Daddy Kanes and Rakim. So, you know, extracting a little bit from everybody's leaving a very like noticeable impression on me and just shaping how I eventually evolved.
So now, but see now, listen. So now we're in a time where the content is different. The content of what they're saying, like excuse my language, I don't really know too many female rappers who don't rap and say my pussy. So how do you navigate through that space with everybody is gravitating to that? Obviously, you being a good looking woman, you could go that route if you want to and be probably the top my pussy rapper if you wanted to. But how do you stay away from that and not go into that space, because that's what's winning? And I'm pretty sure, and I want you to tell the stories of probably being in some labels and being, you know, taking label meetings and stuff, and they saying, come on, just do this and this. We did. How do you avoid that?
Well, my story is interesting in that, you know, in the early 2000s, I was signed to a label called Raucous Entertainment, which a lot of people are familiar with the history and the legacy of Raucous. You know, Raucous produced the Mos Defs and the Kweli's and the Pharoah Monches, et cetera, those guys who are like lyrical giants, respected eternally through hip hop for the work that they've done and how they represent the art of emceeing. So I was the first woman signed to that label. So ironically, I'm just highlighting that because being in that sort of sector in hip hop, nobody was asking me to do pussy raps. You know, being on that label, I really like, you know, and it, you know, the work I did then, I was in a group called Polyrhythmatics, you know, while I was signed to Raucous at the time. So I was the part of the that early New York underground, you know, where that lyricism was like uncompromising and, you know.
Washington Square Park rap.
Right. Washington Square Park. You know, you see that video that gets circulated a lot where Mos Def is in that cipher. That's I've seen that probably like once a month for the last like 10 years, that video. But that video actually encompasses what that the energy of that era was about. So I came up in that vein.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody really asked me to do like rhymes about my body parts.
Mm.
And as far as like, I'm gonna be honest with you, and you could, of course, you are brilliant. So I want to pick your brain back and ask you, like, I don't really, you say that it's winning. I'm gonna tell you, I'm not too confident that people are just overly invested in the idea that when I hear a woman's voice comes through my speakers and she's a rapper, if she's not talking about her genitals, I'm not feeling it. I only want to hear women talk about the lower part of their body and what they do with it in the bedroom, or how they can twerk it or pop it or whatever. If they're not talking about that, then I don't find women to be interesting. I don't find women to be talented enough for me to listen to. I don't think people really feel like that. I think all of that's media propaganda. And there's a whole movement to try to, minimize the impact of not only women, but advanced, elevated MCs, both men and women. There's a movement, and there's been a movement for quite some time to try to minimize just the potential of MCs, male and female, who can just raise the culture.
What I'm saying is that it's an agenda. It's a movement. It's an agenda. Now, when we look at the people who have to put this music out, they're essentially just the investors, right? Because they're giving you money that you got to pay back and then some. And if they don't feel like it's worth their investment, they don't invest in it. So as you go in there, sisterly, with your crown on, upliftment, they looking at it like, I ain't want to hear that shit, Sharif. You know what I'm saying? So then you can have her coming in here with, she's twerking and all that. They invest in that. That's what I personally feel, because you not fitting the agenda. You can't go in there and talk about ladies first. You can't go in there talking about, raise your, because they won't invest in it. So there is a certain demographic that don't mind, but when we talk about a certain level, that's what's promoted. That's what we see. So you're right. It is a movement, but I feel like it's an agenda that's being pushed. So winning is kind of subjective, right? Being that we all come from poverty, when you see somebody with a car, a house, jewelry, and money, that's winning to society. That don't mean you necessarily winning. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying is that as you in the culture and you want to be known for your raps, you can't hide your looks, you can't hide your body, you can't do nothing, but that's not what you're selling. We have the culture that's this, but then we have the majors that will smash you. You're gonna get smashed in iTunes. You're gonna get smashed in Spotify. They're gonna be on the front page. That's really what I'm saying. So I love women who wear 3/4. You know what I'm saying? I love women that make me say, damn, I wonder what the hell she got. But we just go through your Instagram. You know what I'm saying? Like, look through your timeline.
But you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Just like you said, there is an agenda, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's unpack that agenda. If the agenda is women should only be heard if they are speaking about sex and what they do with their bodies and the objectification of their bodies, if that is an agenda, then that means that it's very likely that what you perceive as success or the heavy promotion, all of that's fake. All of that's fake.
It is.
To say, well, you see, women like Ty Pheonix, she might not be, the audiences don't want to hear what Ty Pheonix represents. The audiences are not interested, but they would be interested if she told us about her genitals. I feel like that whole agenda is contrived. Because why? There is an agenda to keep people low vibrational. There is an agenda to make sure that people are not tapped in, that they're not accessing the highest elevated parts of themselves so that they can be their best selves. If you're constantly in a state of confusion, in a state of stress, in a state of lust, in a state of anger, whatever, even with the death culture that's pushed, there's so many agendas pushed in hip hop to make sure that you don't survive,
I
that
agree.
I don't survive, right?
I agree.
So it's very likely that this idea, well, these women, they must be more talented than Tiye Pheonix. They must be more appealing than Tiye Pheonix. They must be more, magnetic or just more interesting as artists than Tiye Pheonix. That's cat.
Yeah, I've definitely see. I
And
don't agree with
they
that.
have an investment. They have an investment to push that lie. They're invested in pushing that lie.
It's millions of
Because
dollars
why?
invested. It's millions of dollars marketed and promoted into that. So if you sitting here and we building, this is what we doing right now. We building high science, high elevational talk. And then somebody say, hey, I have my boyfriend nut in my food and I eat it. What do you think people going to gravitate towards?
No, that's what's pushed on your timeline as news, and 10 blogs pick it up. Why? Because they have an agenda. They have an agenda. There is no reason why if people are of the vibrational frequency where they care about a woman eating her food that has ejaculation in it, if they continue to push this is where they want people to resonate. This is the energy, the frequency they want people to resonate on. But I don't think people are sitting around craving this.
Nah, they are. I think they are.
Well, you know what the funny thing is? I do believe we are in a war where we're battling, against low vibrational forces, entities.
It's a spiritual war. It's a spiritual war we're in right now.
We are in a spiritual war. If you say that people want this because that's where their minds are, that's what they gravitate to, that's the wave they're on, then ultimately those people they're done for, because I'm just keeping it all the way real, because I said I'm going on Doggie Diamonds.
There's no filter. Come on. Go ahead. You don't have to bite your tongue. Whatever you want to say, let it go. I need all that. Go ahead.
But yeah, I feel you. You say, well, no, there's a large sector of the population of our people, that's what they gravitate to. But how can you say if that's what they're fed? That's not news.
No, but
that's not news.
They get the clean glass of water. They're gonna drink that dirty water and say, I just drank dirty water. This is where we at. That's why I just did a show prior to the 2 shows that I did. I did a show that I'm not trauma bonding with y'all. See, I'm not gonna put myself through shit like you to say, yeah, me too. No, if anything is plaguing my mind, my spirit, I'm going to get help. There is an out. You do not have to stay in any rut that you're in. But people like to stay in the rut to complain. Do you know that we are chronic complainers? But we control what we see. We control what we ingest. We control what we put out. But we'll complain about shit. Like I said, I don't watch the Oscars, so I don't care who won, because the Oscars ain't for us. The Oscar was made from us, but it's not for us. I don't watch the Grammys. I don't watch BMF. I don't watch Snowfall. I don't watch none of that nigga shit. That's not what I'm into. So I don't care what's going on that. So we're at a time and space where we became the minority because we deal with high science on a day-to-day basis. We're boring. We're not this and we're not that. I know women who are RNs. I know women who went to school for 12 years and in the club twerking their ass. What are you doing? Like you are the epitome of Claire Huxtable, but you want to be fucking Cat Stacks. Because Cat Stacks get more attention than Claire in some people's mind. So 95% of people's reality is based off of perception, not the truth. So it's what they perceive winning is. So when I'm able to show you trinkets, that is what you think is winning, because people base success off of materialism now. Not that you might have a nice house, your health is great, because people don't care about their health. Their fucking teeth falling out their mouth, their organs is falling out. So we at a time where what is being pushed, and I get what you're saying, but this is all people know. You got women who are mothers. You got women who've done so much that they're contemplating OnlyFans pages. Because this chick says she made $240 million and cut and stopped the page. I would have told her $240 million, you better keep that shit going. So everything is cap, but cap is winning.
Okay, I'm going to respond.
Go ahead.
Okay. Like you said, we're in an attention economy.
Mm-hmm.
meaning that some people value attention more than they even value
The
money in the bank,
Mm-hmm.
right? But I don't know if you've been observing lately. I don't know, of course, your timeline, exactly who you follow, what you see, what shows up in your algorithm, your feed. But Black China just removed her breast implants. She just removed her butt implants. Then you had Amber Rose speaking about how she's not really concerned with pushing the whole sex agenda anymore. There's been a few other people, few other female public figures, pardon me, who have been very public lately about how, you know what, I'm off that. Yes, that wave that you're talking about, undeniable. It was there for a while, where it was like, okay, the more I show and reveal, the more I twerk this or that, I'm getting more followers. I'm garnering more attention. I'm getting my opportunities for money, for financial advancement are increasing. That was undeniable for a while. But I think the attention economy is shifting in terms of what it is that people want to see, what they're focused on, because everything that happens as a trend will eventually shift and die. That's just all trends.
Respectfully, it's just because they old hoes. It's over for them.
But people only stop doing something when it's no longer benefiting them. So it's not benefiting because it's a rack. It's a rack.
Exactly. So you can't look, but again, see me. Think about the youth, right? Me being my age, if I say to the youth, yo, he out of touch. He don't know, yo, I'm out here. And I try to tell some little dudes, yo, I been your age, you never been mine, right? I was out there, but I ain't out there. When it's time for you to hang it up, of course you're gonna go get them titties removed, you're gonna get that ass removed. Cause you got it. It's almost time to take that shit in the backyard and shoot it. You got mad mileage on your shit, so it's over. Don't try to act like it's stopping and all. It ain't stopping now. This just gonna move to generation to generation to generation. Cause for every Amber Rose that don't want to do it, for every Black China who don't want to do it, it's gonna be 20 girls that's going to look at Lotto, they going to look at Ice Spice, they going to look at all the girls that's winning, and they going to say, shit, my pussy, so I ain't buying that. Nope, you that's cat. I ain't buying it.
Well, you know what? I got to tell you, I hear what you're saying. You're saying that basically they've had their time, and they're shifting because there's nowhere else for them to go in that arena that made them popular. That could very well be true. But me personally, like you said, women that are nurses and whatever, I'm a guidance counselor. That's my day job.
Love it.
In terms of, like you said, healing people, you're like, I'm not going to trauma bond with you. I'm not going to co-sign your illness. I'm not going to support your psychosis. No, I'm an advocate for people getting the healing that they need.
Yeah.
Obviously, but I can't obviously, based on just what I believe personally, what I have subscribed to just as a human being. No, like, I'm not co-signing what they're doing at all. Like, for myself, I support anyone who fully believes in what they're doing, but it just doesn't work for me and my personal agenda. I know that we are in spiritual warfare. Everybody's choosing a side, whether they are consciously choosing it or not. So if you say, well, I don't really believe in what I'm doing, but I have to do it because that way I'll be promoted. That way, I'll be funded by the investors or what have you. I mean, if that's the choice that you make for yourself, so be it. All choices have consequences.
Let me ask you a question. When you was growing up, women in the world abroad, no matter who they are, black, white, whatever, who were some of your influences? Can you name me 3 influences that were women of you growing up?
I was influenced by, if I have to narrow it down to 3, in terms of music.
No, I'm talking about in life, just influence, period. As growing up, somebody you looked up to, like, I want to be like her when I get older. So it don't even got to be music. It just be any facet of life.
I would have to say I mean, I looked up to my mom a
That's
lot. I
number
mean,
one. Okay.
to my mom, God bless her soul. In terms of just looking outward into, I told you my MC influences, but looking outward into the larger culture and really seeing someone who just embodied everything that I felt I wanted to just express, or I wanted to just kind of take on those attributes. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really don't have a single answer other than my mom, because, at this point though, I feel like, just to kind of tie into what we've been discussing, in terms of being a public figure, where like right now, people are watching me on your platform in the public. When I put out music, it goes out into the public. In terms of doing things publicly, I have committed myself to taking full responsibility for my image, my words, my subject matter, and my calling. See, that's the thing. People have all types of occupations and interests and career pursuits, but then there's something called a calling.
Yeah, that's from God. That's from God.
I have to do what I've been instructed to do, which means that I don't care how this is benefiting that person, how this particular person took that route and it's working out for them in this way or that way. I have to be true to my calling in order to honor my soul.
But let me ask you something. The reason why I ask you that is, growing up, you can honestly admit that you heard of Coretta Scott King, you heard of Betty Shabazz, you heard of Madam C.J. Walker, you heard of all these beautiful, Claire Huxtable, mythical. But even though you didn't know them, we heard of black figures, of black women who were big. And you might say, damn, she's beautiful. And you like me, I think Coretta Scott King is like one of the most beautiful women ever, as well as Betty Shabazz. So you could do your hip hop influences, but I'm talking about world abroad. You had Winnie Mandela, you had all these people. Can you admit in 2023, these girls don't got nobody? Who they got?
Wow.
They don't got nobody. Who do they? Give me one.
Well,
because they mama twerking with them. Because they mama twerking with them. They mama twerking with them, drinking Casamigos with them. So give me one besides they mama.
Well, you have your Angela Bassett's of the world, who people respect. There's numerous women. Let me just say this. Hold on. There's numerous women, not only in entertainment, but politics, entertainment, all walks of life, who are respectful, and people admire them for their accomplishments, what they represent, what they embody as women. They
still ain't name them.
But I hear what you're saying. They're not pedestaled as the hero or the heroines of the world. They're not really, the light isn't shown on them to inspire women. I hear what you're saying. And that again is a byproduct of spiritual warfare. There's, even in terms of women who are popular now, and you see them on a regular basis. I'm not even talking about television. We're talking about social media. But social media is a very heavy competitor with television. People spend a lot of time scrolling. So what you see in these on social media in your feed, this woman's talking about she going to have an abortion. She's fighting with her boyfriend and And it's like, yo, like I said, I feel a lot of people have signed on to the agenda, the destruction agenda. So you're right. There are not a lot of popular women, which is why I don't even if somebody told me, Top Phoenix not twerking, Top Phoenix ain't shaking it, whatever, this, that, and the third, so we not interested. Cool.
No, but I want you to know though. But I want you to know though. Anybody can look at you and say, "Damn, she look good," and we're sitting here. We don't know what you have physically. You got somebody right now probably Googling, try to see, but your speaking, your intelligence, is what makes you beautiful. Intelligence is the most beautiful thing that a woman can show. it ain't their body, because you can have an awesome body and just exhibit just 6.5 ounces of brain all the time. You know what I'm saying? That could be like that. But then when you hear somebody speak and you like, damn, she sound like, if we start a family, I know my kid's gonna be okay. You know what I'm saying? That's what most men are looking for. The body that comes with it. We would love that. You know what I'm saying? But we got a bunch of bird brains they have the megaphone. And then when you hear them speak, like, I'm gonna be real, when we hear Bernie Sanders running for president, sitting down talking to Cardi B, we in fucking trouble, man. We in trouble. Because she's not a representation of us. We didn't elect her to go talk for us. What can she say for us? We don't want to fuck with him, but when they say who can deal with the urban demographic, because we put into all types of categories and shit, they said her. You know what I'm saying? I would have been like, yo, let him sit down with Sister Soldier or somebody like that. Let him sit down with somebody that we know that could speak or have been speaking for us. Not that shit. You know what I'm saying? Not that shit. So this is where we at. Or somebody like yourself, somebody who's well-read, somebody who could articulate, somebody that good pronunciation of words and know how to write with punctuation. Not nobody that's a fucking dork or a dweeb, and your popularity is based on the agenda. You know what I'm saying? So again, if you follow certain agendas and if you fit in certain agendas, everybody would be looking at you like, yo, she's such and such and such. The fact that you're dealing with intelligence, sadly, that became our Achilles heel. Because you intelligent. People like, again, nobody want to hear that shit, Sharif. Now, I said, Todd Pheonix set the record straight on female rappers. That's the name of this video. We got 225 people in here, right? 225. Cool. The video before this, I talked about Troy Ave taking a stand in the Taxstone case. It had 2,000 people in there. You see the difference? Do you see the difference? So because they fuck with me, they should be here. Even if they don't know who you are, they should be here because I'm bringing somebody that on my platform. But we ain't talking about no nigga shit. You understand what I'm saying? And this is the testament to the people, because it's not on us. I'm not drinking that dirty water. You're not drinking that dirty water. You are a guidance counselor. So that means you are entrusted to deal with these children's lives. You can't be on there talking about, you heard that new Meg, you heard that. You can't do that shit, because then you are pushing your part of the agenda. You know what I'm saying? So look at what our job is and look what our reward is. There is no reward in being intelligent anymore. It just feels good for us. And we got a small community of people who's intelligent.
We know, but here's the thing. We know the outcome.
Yeah.
See, this is the thing that a lot of people are going to have to eventually face. Truth, eventually, you have to face it.
Facts.
And for every choice, there's an outcome. So you said people drink the dirty water. I don't want clean water. I gravitate to the dirty water. Oh, death, destruction, my downfall. That's what appeals to me. What are the repercussions of that? What is the outcome? There is no win. If the ultimate outcome is your destruction. And we can't sleep at night, you and me.
Yeah. We
can't sleep comfortably at night if we know that we have actively played a role in everyone's demise, everyone's spiritual, emotional, psychological, cultural demise. We can't do that. And not only will we not be comfortable where we can't sleep at night and we won't be at peace internally, we know there's a price to pay for that.
Mm-hmm.
We know there's a price to pay for that. Those deeds don't go unpunished.
Yeah.
I cannot tell someone in a song, if their daughters are listening, maybe their daughter's in the car seat, in the back seat, in the car, they're driving, and I'm talking about my vagina, especially if I go home and with my family, my husband, my children, and we got a whole different reality. But that's just what I was told to feed to you all, because you guys have to stay at a certain level of intellect. You guys have to stay at a certain level of personal development. You guys can't evolve spiritually. So I have to feed you this poison because I was hired to do that. You're an agent.
Yeah.
You're an agent when you do that. I won't even go into it because people have a tendency to I'm going to just say the name, but there was a female, there was an artist, an entertainer, and her music was playing on the live. Her child walked in. She said, "Turn it off."
Cardi B. She said, "My daughter's not allowed to listen to that."
I can't feed that to my own children. I rightfully shouldn't be feeding it to yours. But if I've been hired, if I've been paid, if I've been celebrated, if I've been promoted to give this to the masses, then I'm an agent, period. I'm an agent in your destruction. And what you're saying is that the people are so asleep at the wheel that they are partaking in their own demise, slow demise, and they are unaware of it. At this point, in terms of being sympathetic or understanding about people voluntarily choosing to sip the poison, voluntarily. And like I said, it's hard for me to believe. I know what you're saying. You said, no. You like, Ty, no, people, that's what they want. That's what they like. That's what turns them on. That's what gets the wheels turning in their mind. I refuse to accept it because
you know why though? Reason why you don't accept it because because you are something of a word that is used incorrectly. You are empath. I'm an empath. See, I see some people saying I'm an empath. I'll be like, you full of shit. You're narcissistic and you think you're an empath, but you're not. Empathetic people will definitely go jump before you jump and say, I'll kill me before you die. That's an empath. Empath people always fall on the sword before everybody. So people saying you're an empath, you ain't no fucking empath. You're narcissistic. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference. So I feel you. That's why I still do what I do. That's why once a week, I'm always talking about mental health. I'm always talking about, listen, man, y'all got to get y'all shit together. Y'all got to stop drinking. Y'all got to stop smoking. There's people who laugh at me. There's people who don't want to fuck with me. But like I say, you show me one person in this goddamn community that could lose 100 pounds like I did, 120 pounds like I did, ain't drink since 2002, never smoked weed, never smoked cigarettes, and I don't womanize. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, I don't got no woman at all. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm so focused on my work and doing the work for the people, feeding them reality, not hope. Because I can't say, I hope I get 250,000 subscribers. I hope. No, I'm showing and proving that I could amass some of these things. And I don't have to set myself on fire. I don't have to run around like no idiot. So it could be done. It's a slow process. So that's why some people come on my channel and say, oh, this person passed you. This person is winning. Oh, this person doing this. You're not doing this. I say, let me see them be around for 16 years, though. So that's the difference. A lot of fly-by-nights is going to come. There's going to be a new female tomorrow. There's going to be a new one next week. But how many can say, I've been in a culture for this long, and I'm well respected by the culture, that I'm legendary in the culture that y'all all love, and my jersey is in the rafters, and I'm still in it. Not too many people could say that. So, yeah, if I'm losing, I want to lose like this. You know what I'm saying? I want to lose like this. And if that's what winning is, okay. Because we seen people gouge their eyes out. We seen people on Skid Row. We see people walking. Listen, I'm going to tell y'all something. And this is your interview, but I talk for a living. So I just want to say, I want y'all, if y'all get a chance, and if you don't live in Los Angeles, visit Los Angeles and walk up and down Hollywood Boulevard for a day. That shit ain't what you think. It's a bunch of homeless people. It's people walking around there barefooted. It's people walking around there hungry, no shirt on. You know why? Because their dream was to make it to Hollywood. And some of them made it to Hollywood. But that shit wasn't cracked up to what they thought it was going to be. So a lot of times when you think you're going to make it, yeah, you might make it to Hollywood. Watch what you see when you go over there. You're going to be like, all them pretty stars and it's shining. That shit ain't nothing like that. Trust me. It ain't the homelessness in Los Angeles will fuck your head up. And we ain't even talking about Skid Row. I'm talking about they live at the bus stop. Literally live at the bus stop. So these are people who think they was gonna make it, but look what they make. Look what making it is. You know what I'm saying? So again, the reward is not always what you want, because you're gonna get the reward. You know what I'm saying? You're going to get the reward. You're going to get to sleep with her. You're going to get to sleep with her. But now you got herpes. Now you got AIDS. Now you got shit that you can't give back. Was it really worth it? Was it really saying, yeah, you know, I hit that. Yeah, I did that. Go ahead, though. I took off.
No, I think what you're saying is that, you know, you never escape universal law.
Yeah.
I don't care how many subscribers you got. I don't care how big your following is. I don't care, like you said, oh, I'm lit. My OnlyFans is lit. Nobody escapes universal law.
Mm-hmm.
Every action got an equal and opposite reaction.
Mm-hmm.
So those people that you're talking about, that they had a dream they were committed to, and they were like, I've got to see this dream come into reality, but that dream actually turned out to be a nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
That's because they were not mentally and emotionally or spiritually sound enough to deal with the reality that they met on the other side of that dream.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't have any standards, if you don't have any morals, you don't have any principles, you don't have a spiritual base.
I tell you what to call it from now on. This is what you call it from now on. MVP. Morals, values, and principles.
Principles. Morals, values, and principles.
I say that. I say, yo, you don't got no MVP. It ain't most valuable right. player. It's morals, values, and principles. Because again, and we have to be honest with people. If Luke come on sometimes, I might wild out for a few minutes, but then I snap out of it because I just know it's a moment. It's a 4-minute song. We're not going to listen to 40 minutes of that. You know what I'm saying? If you hear Cash Money taking over for the 9-9, you're going to look for the girls backing their thing up. You know what I'm saying? It's real. Right. So we not going to, don't think I'm in the crib burning incense, rubbing shea butter on my skin and all that. I'm a Brooklyn dude for real. But I know how to balance. Too much of this is not good for you, just like too much of that is not good for you. You have to find a balance, and it's a time and a place for everything. And what we have done as a society, as a people, we don't know how to differentiate anymore. We put in anything, anywhere. There is no boundaries. I remember seeing Miss Such and Such at walk, and I put the bag on the beer. Now dudes is blowing weed smoke on the bus. Dudes is on the bus smoking. There's old ladies. Like, they don't know how to balance it anymore, you know, and
I'm sure you come to the same conclusion that I have, and
you don't want to hear my conclusion. You want to hear it though?
You can't save everybody.
Some of these niggas just gotta die.
And you put the vocal effect on it. What was that?
That's called the voice of reason.
Some of these niggas just gotta die.
Just is what it is. I you know, trying to save people has literally drove me insane. Literally fucked my life up in many instances because I couldn't get people to understand what I saw. To this day, I cannot get some people to see what I see because, again, I'm a gifted individual, so I'm able to see the future. So I say, no, this is what's going to happen in this situation. But that thrill, that moment, those feelings, and people don't understand feelings some feelings don't last forever. Feelings is just a moment.
My brother, he was who's deceased now. When he was living, he would periodically, he would go back and forth to rehab. Mm-hmm. And in drug rehab, what they teach them is they say, it's a fact we have feelings, but our feelings are not a fact. That's part of the drug rehab program. And he would just always tell me that, like, they told us that You know, it's a fact we have feelings, but our feelings are not a fact. Yes, you're right. Your feelings come and go. Emotions come and go. But
reality is reality. Like reality is reality. And again, we've been tricked to think that reality TV is real when it's scripted. See, this is because again, you got to remember, a lot of people don't know words. We got to understand, a lot of people are not educated. They read, but they don't have reading comprehension. That's why so many arguments are started via text. So many arguments are started via Instagram and tweets and Facebook posts, because they don't know how to read and decipher what they're reading or comprehend what they're reading. So if you capitalize one word, they like, why you yelling? They literally will look at the screen and say, why you yelling? I'm like, you heard me yell because I type with caps? Like, this shit got, it really, really got us. It really, really got a lot of people fucked up. And again, so many people are living in the matrix. This shit is the matrix. Now, well, this is what we're doing now. We're in the matrix, but we're in the matrix fighting the agents, right? But so many people live in the matrix. I got into an argument with a motherfucker because I was in Clubhouse, and the nigga was saying, you was hanging with such and such. I'm like, yo, we was on Clubhouse together. I wasn't hanging with him. And niggas in California. I'm in New York. What the fuck are you talking about? But in their mind, they're like,
oh, because they associated you with him because you guys were on the same platform.
We were hanging together. That's the matrix. We listen, physical touch will never go out of style with me. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Physical touch, being able to physically see somebody, will never go out of style for me. So now we have people that are lusting over people based off of what they see. Not even when they know. Because sometimes I look at people, I'll be like, she look good, but her breath could stink. Her box could stink. I don't know. And that shit is important to me. Hygiene is important to me.
Actual contact with people, absolutely.
People don't care no more. People don't care.
Well, that's because we're all in the matrix.
Exactly.
Like, we're all, that's just where we're at in the social media world. And people at this point, like this, even with the artist thing, like, some people like, oh, that's my favorite artist. And I'll be like, do they have any songs?
Yeah.
Oh, no, you just see what they post on their Instagram. They don't have no songs. They don't got no songs you actually bump in your car. They don't got no songs that actually, you know what I mean? Like, so everything now is this instantaneous, you may not actually be like fully, I mean, there's a even just to go there for a second, like you said about the whole social media thing, there's something that I call an Instagram rapper.
Yes.
Social media rapper. There's rappers that people be like, oh, this person is the GOAT. This person is the, and I'm like, this person don't got no songs. So y'all telling me that with 12-second clips, TikTok clips that went viral, 10-second reels,
Trillers, yeah, you got trillers, yeah.
Whatever, freestyling in your phone, sitting on the edge of your bed, sitting in the driver's seat of your car, like I get it. It's promotion and you want to feed your audience. I get it. But it's like, no, you still got to go out, shake hands, kiss babies, touch stages, put together a 3-minute, 4-minute long song that I can listen to on repeat. And I know you're a real artist. Like, I love how social media has look at us. We've linked. It's pull community together.
But we use it but when used the right way, any tool is good, because you can't take a hammer and take a screw out. You got to use a screwdriver. So all tools serve a purpose. Is how you use the tool and what the tool is for. So if you don't have a screwdriver, you can't use a hammer, but you might be able to use a butter knife. You know what I'm saying? So it's how you use the tool. Speaking of music, where could they hear some of your music at right now? Because you are an artist. We don't want you to think she's on here, she's some social media guru, she's just a pretty face. And where's your music at?
My music is on all streaming platforms, all digital streaming platforms. And if you come to my social media, I have pinned like the most recent songs that I've released into the world. I have about literally like 4 singles that have been circulating since 22 last year. Like, I released a single. Now, this, I know, like you said, people like they're not interested. You know, we're not talking about the block and this and that. 2,000 people want to know about Troy Ave, and it's like, okay, they don't know. Well, let me let you know exactly the impact I have been making. So last year, I released a single called "Stand On It" featuring Duck Down artist Rusty Jukes. Shout to Rusty Jukes. And
That's my
that
bro.
song went to like #2 on the college rap radio charts. Then, like 2 months later, I followed it up with a single called "Who We Are," featuring Havoc from Mobb Deep and Safa, who represents my daughter. That's the voice you hear singing on that song is my daughter. That song went to #1 on the college rap radio chart. So whereas, like you say, these mainstream artists where everybody's worried about, you know, twerking and this and that, no, who's Ty Pheonix? I don't know who that is. But there's been a sector in the hip hop world, particularly the college rap radio sector, and they have been very supportive of my music.
Which was the biggest thing at one point. College rap radio actually was bigger than mainstream radio, because when you did tours and you did your promo tours, like CMJ and Gavin and all that stuff, you would have to go through college. College was very, very big. You would have to go through college.
And in my opinion, college rap radio is where you hear a lot of quality, you know, avant-garde hip hop. You know, hip hop that's not necessarily following that particular format that everybody else feels like they're a slave to that format. So you can hear some really good music, literally good hip hop music on college rap radio, as well as satellite radio. Shade 45, you know, they've been playing. Shout to Shade 45, Rock the Bells radio. I have people call me, you know, like at least 3 times a week and tell me they hear the single, the DJ Scratch single that featuring me, that came out January 21st. I'll Be the Nicest, DJ Scratch featuring Ty Pheonix. But people call me at least 3 times a week and tell me I was in my whip listening to Shade 45, your song is on. So shout to, you know, satellite radio as well as college rap radio. And then there's a producer DJ out of Australia, DJ Views, and his song came out actually the same day as the DJ Scratch song, January 21st, and it's featuring me and Razcast. And that song is called Dynamic. So for anybody that's like, who is Ty Pheonix? Why is she on Doggie Diamonds talking? Let me hear her music.
Man, we ain't ask them. We ain't gotta answer them shit. Because if I could bring a goddamn fool up here to talk some foolishness sometimes, I could bring somebody up here who I want to bring. This is my shit. You was on a song with 2 other females at one point. What song was that? Because that's where I first saw you.
Kill Bill with Star.
There we go. There we go. When I first saw it, that was the first thing.
Yes, the Kill Bill. Oh, yeah. So you said, where can people hear it? Let me just keep going with it. So that song, Kill Bill, was on an album called The Masters Program. It came out in 2020, the same year as the pandemic. So when people go, oh, I didn't know, I'm like, all right, I'm going to give you a pass because we had a whole pandemic going on. So maybe you didn't know about it, but I had an album called The Masters Program, and that song was on there. Nobody's Safe featuring the legendary Artifacts crew, big up Jersey as well, on there.
Rest in peace to
Yes, rest in peace to Tame One.
Yes.
And then I had an EP that came out the same year later, like I released an album in the beginning of the year, and toward the latter part, like August, I released an EP called The Glow, and the single, the title cut, The Glow, actually went to #1 on the college rap radio chart. So when you say, you know, the sector of people who might be into whatever they into and on that frequency, there's a good large portion of the hip hop culture and population who is very familiar with me.
Gotta fuck with those who fuck with you.
Years.
So right now, do you have a personal YouTube?
I do have a YouTube.
What's your YouTube?
And my YouTube is Ty Pheonix, TYEPHOENIX, just like my Instagram, just like my Facebook. The only name that's different is TikTok because it's Ty Pheonix 713. Yeah, but all the rest of them, it's just Ty Pheonix, and I do have a YouTube. Yep. Because
over your TikTok, we got go in. You already know what show we gonna do with that. Because this girl be talking that Pisces moon and all that shit. No, y'all know how I feel about all that stuff. So she's gonna try to make me a believer. She's gonna give me some different outlook because I watch it. I think I follow you on it, and sometimes I'll be like, I'll be sitting there, but the presentation is so nice. I'll be like, I'm gonna listen to it, but that shit don't get no play in my ride. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody know on here that I'm anti all that. Because all right, let me ask you a question, and this is going into that. I'm a Pisces, right? So most black women I meet, they want to attribute my ways and actions and characteristics based off my sign. I don't like that because I'm like, I'm a Pisces, but the fuck does that mean? Like, it doesn't, you can't tell me that I'm going to be this because I'm a Pisces. That don't mean nothing to me. Because you trying to tell me that Billy Bob in Nebraska that'll catch niggas and hang them, we the same? So give me that answer.
Okay. So you ready?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So anyone who says to you, you're a Pisces and this is why you're this kind of Pisces who does these kind of things.
Mm-hmm.
More than likely, I'm going to assume that these people who you've had these conversations with,
Mm-hmm.
they're not seasoned professional astrologers.
That's all body though. That's all these women.
Hold on. No. Don't get me started, okay?
That's all. Listen, every chick that we're signing, I'm a Pisces. Oh, you. I'm like, you don't even fucking know me.
Your sun sign is in Pisces. You were born February 25th, March 6th, whatever. Yes, you're a Pisces, but your moon might be a Capricorn. Your moon might be Sagittarius. Your Venus might be in Pisces with your sun, or your Venus might be in Aquarius, like some other people I know who are Pisces have Venus in Aquarius, or your Mercury could be. You have an entire chart, okay? When you were born, the sun was in Pisces. That's why people say, you're a Pisces, you're a Cancer, you're a Capricorn, but you have an entire chart because that's where the sun was on that day. But the moon was somewhere, Venus was somewhere, Mercury was somewhere, Mars was somewhere. So you have an entire chart that is the blueprint that you've been walking with that colors how you see things, how you operate, what your challenges are, what your talents are, what your mission is. So these women, I'm telling you, because everybody nowadays I know they went out and bought a deck of cards, or they
Facts.
say I'm so, but that's again, there's cap. Just like we talked about the cap in the hip hop world,
Yeah.
there's cap in the so-called spiritual community, because low key, the spiritual community is a dumping ground for mental illness.
Facts.
That's another topic though. But back to what I'm saying, most people are not taking into consideration your entire chart.
You know why? Because listen, I'm going to say this.
They haven't studied.
I'm on Facebook and I see girls sitting there talking about who want to get they reading. I'm like, I would play 52 pickup with them goddamn cards. Like, you don't know what the fuck you doing.
That's why I'm very, very careful and particular when I do share content that is based on astrology, because people are very confused now between a psychic reading, a tarot reading, an astrology reading. They don't know. They just, and like you said, anybody with a deck of cards is trying to tell you that they can see your future. When in actuality, all of those particular modalities, even those, using oracle means, using means of divination, there was a time when you had to be ordained. You had to be. Anybody couldn't just say, "Oh, I got a deck of cards. I'm about to tell you what your wife is going to sell you when you walk through the door when you come home." No, you're not. That's not. First of all, just like anything else, if that's not your calling, it might not be your calling to talk to people, whether you have a deck of cards or any sort of like tools, divination tools, stones, cards. That might not be your calling to even be talking to people about their life, their choices, or what have you. First of all, the tools, whether they be cards, like I said, or any sort of oracle, means of divination that people are using, outside of that, you have to be instructed.
That's what I'm saying. You couldn't just talk about lessons. People would say, who's your enlightener? Who put you on? You can't just go buy some cards from Five Below and then talk about, let me do a reading for you. I will take your cards and roof all of them. I will throw every last card somewhere. Listen, because I'm like, me and Ric Flair share a birthday. Fucking Ric Flair, I ain't like that, nigga. I mean, I might have a little brashness and all that shit, but
you can't. But again, you might have been born at 5:56, and Ric Flair was born at 2:36 a.m. You're not going to have the exact same chart as even twins that are born minutes apart. Those minutes make a difference in that chart configuration. That's why I'm trying to tell you, everybody out here, because it's trendy. Just like you said, having a fake butt was trendy. Just like we said, you know, being on OnlyFans and just, you work at Walmart, but you got an OnlyFans showing people, you know, your body parts, because it's trendy. The thing about trends is, like we said, they come, they go, they rise, they fall. But when we're talking about divination, we're talking about helping people understand who they are, the choices they make, why they come into the reality that they are currently experiencing. Everybody does not have that instruction on their soul. And I think a lot of people out here, again, that word again, cat, a lot of people, because they want to jump on trends.
Chicks talking about they witches and all this shit. I'm like, all right, you keep fucking with certain shit.
And see, that's another thing too. I understand that people nowadays, it is fashionable and trendy to say I'm a witch or I'm this or I'm that. But really, the people that's really about that life, they're not talking about it. Like, they're not out there publicizing what they do, what spiritual practices they employ in their life to,
Facts.
you know, that they're not out there putting it out there like that, because that's really personal.
Because I be like, you are a witch with a capital B. That's how I be. Fuck out of here with that shit. I don't believe in. Listen, you got.
But see, I'm sorry that you and many other people have encountered frauds.
Word.
Fraudulent people who have colored the way you see things. Because I'm going to tell you, it doesn't matter if people say, well, I'm not into that. I'm into religion, right? I have a religion that I subscribe to. If you go and, research the origins of all religions, it still comes back to some sort of spiritual foundation. At some point, all of these things intersect and overlap if you're doing the knowledge.
Facts.
If you're studying and researching.
Especially all the Abrahamic faiths are. It's the same shit.
This is so people practice Ramadan, which is what's symbolic of sun and moon activity. But astrology? No? Like star crescent? Astrology? Like, at some point...
And it's on almost every Arab country flag is the star, the moon, and all that shit.
So when you start talking about, astrology is wicked, or astrology has nothing to do with your belief in God or your understanding of God, but no, you can't pick and choose which portions of creation that you respect and celebrate. You're like, I think flowers are beautiful. I think the grass is beautiful. I think trees are beautiful. I think babies are beautiful. But you can't say, well, I don't respect planets. That's a part of creation too.
Shit, I like bugs.
The actual elements in those planets are running through your body. Same elements
I like bugs.
Are in those planets.
I like bugs. I like bugs.
Insects.
I think insects.
We're all interconnected. Yeah. We're all interconnected through.
But you know what? This is how you kill people, right? Yo, we in space too. We're in space. We're just on Earth.
See, this is the thing, right?
Earth is not in space?
Yes. You are living, you're living, yes, where you're living, where you incarnated is where you're supposed to be, right? And this is called Earth. This is where we are. But there's numerous dimensions, planes of existence. There's other realities, throughout the cosmos, right? So I feel like when you pick and choose which expressions of creation that you respect or that you give credence to, but you say, I don't acknowledge planets, that doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. The same carbon, the same nitrogen running through your body is comprises those planets.
Yeah, every element too.
You are made of stardust. So I think people got misled by the quote unquote powers that be, who tried to demonize a lot of these ancient
Them New Ages.
Well, I'm talking about even years, many, many millenniums ago, like centuries ago, when they tried to deviate, they tried to veer people away from really doing the inner work and the study of the self-knowledge, doing the self-knowledge, because they say, oh, don't look to the stars. Like, you know, there's a movie on Netflix called Don't Look Up. You know, all kind of just implying like, don't look within. That's really what they're saying. Even just saying, oh, if you're a Christian, you have to reject astrology. If you're a devout Muslim, you have to reject astrology. When the stars, the sun, the moon play a key integral role. I mean, 12 apostles, one sun, 12 houses of the zodiac. Astrology was deliberately extracted out of quote unquote religion so that people would not do the knowledge for themselves. That's it. They know you cannot be controlled. Once you have knowledge of self, once you are aware of who you are in relationship to people around you, in relationship to the entire universe, when you have that knowledge, you can't be controlled. Religion, organized religion, was created to control people.
Yeah, religion is the difference between religion and
so that astrology that these chicks be coming at you with, that's not what Tiye Pheonix.
Yeah, because they always be talking about what's your sign. I'd be like, what the fuck that got to do with anything? I know an idiot. I know a thief. I know a punk.
They're not reading your whole chart,
but they don't know how to read no chart. They can't even use the damn eye chart. They can't even tell you they got 80 vision. Like, again, knowledge of self. People think knowledge of self is a doctrine. Knowledge of self, no, it to me is knowing that if I go drink a glass of milk, I'm going to throw up. That's knowledge of myself. That's not knowledge of you. There is no doctrine. Know yourself. What makes you work? What makes you happy? What makes you sad? What triggers you? That's what knowledge of self is. But we keep taking knowledge of self like, here, read this. This is knowledge of self. That's not what knowledge of self means. So because we have to pay attention to, only thing I do believe, I ain't gonna front, I do believe, the moon is called Luna, right? The moon is called Luna. Motherfuckers do act crazy on the full moon, and that's why they call lunatics. You know what I'm saying? So I know that certain shit is right.
Let me ask you this.
Go ahead.
The days of the week, Saturday, where do you think that name came from?
Saturn.
Where do you think Monday came from?
Moon.
Sunday.
The sun. I mean, I know all that shit, but do I have
so astrology, so people say, I don't believe in astrology.
You know what I don't like, though? It ain't that I don't believe it. I don't like the Greek and Roman names. I'm going to keep it real with you, because they was savages.
I get it.
So if we had a name prior to them, I want to deal with those names. That's the only thing I ever said. So you got to tell me, you're going to have to tell me something else, because I can't deal with them, because they was walking around with little skirts on, and they was savage.
Well, in terms of, I guess you're speaking of indigenous cultures.
Yes.
Indigenous cultures definitely acknowledge the role that the entire cosmos played in how we function and how we live as people. Like, in terms of, like you said, people act strange during a full moon.
The menstrual cycles and all that.
Crabs in the ocean come to spawn when the moon comes out. Now, they don't study astrology. Mm-hmm. So how are animals knowing or they know when there's an eclipse? They all migrate. So if animals are not studying astrology, then what knowledge do they have internally where they're still operating based on whatever's happening in the cosmic environment? So we're just complex beings that have the ability to read books and do research. But everything in nature has a relationship with the cosmos. Astrology is just an organized system where you study patterns of time and cycles of patterns and of time and different chapters of time. So there is a time when it is best for you to do something, and there's a time when it is best for you not to do something. That's for everything in nature, because we live in an organized universe. So astrology just says, okay, Doggie Diamonds is a Pisces sun, right? So right now, Mercury, Neptune, the sun, and Saturn are all somehow impacting Doggie Diamond's sun. I could go through your life and show you how the events that are playing out, unfolding in your life can be reflected by however Mercury's impacting your Pisces sun, how Saturn's impacting. This is fail proof. For me to go public, I was studying this privately for many, many years. For me to go public the way I've done in not only recent times, it's been about maybe, I would say 10 years. You could find Facebook posts of mine that are 10 years old where I was, doing readings. But now it's just, I have a very strong support base, a client base. And shout to my Chart Smart. That's the name of my business, Chart Smart. The phrase is no chart, no start. So you talk about, like you said, you like to meet people and you like to vibe with them. Hey, get the chart too, because everybody that comes in your life is not there by happenstance. Whether you meet them for 5 minutes and have a conversation, or whether they end up being a longtime friend who has a major impact on you in so many ways, there is an agreement. We live in an organized universe, so we all have agreements. And what the charts do is they show what that agreement is. They show, this person came back because they wanted to teach you patience. This person, even your children, your relatives, your parents, they're all solidified agreements. There's no accidental meetups in this life. So that is what astrology, the study of astrology, not that I went to Urban Outfitters and bought a deck of cards, not that.
So you mean to tell me it's some motherfuckers I can't get rid of, I can't forget them?
You might have an agreement where you guys will be, your Saturn is on their Venus. And
how about my fist on their jaw? What's the agreement? Where could I get that shit? I want to get this big ass fist on their jaw.
You might have your North Node is on their Mars, or you guys have a Mars square, and you like, no matter what I do, I just don't know why I don't like this person. Even that is ordained. Even the way you get along with some people, the way you click and vibe, and the way some people you just like, I just don't like that. That shit is all ordained. It's energy. Astrology is the way for you to read energy. You may not be able to study astrology in your life, but when you come near this person, you feel uncomfortable.
Listen, it's people that I just don't like. Like, I could just look at you and be like, I don't like your name. So we just going to stay away.
And there's probably a reason for that. That's what I'm saying.
I've always, it's funny. One ability that I've had is I've always been a good judge of character. Always been a good judge. I don't even know how I have this damn ability. But since I was a kid, I used to be like, nah, I don't like them. And everybody be like, why? They cool. Then like 2 years later, they'd be like, let me tell you what they did. And I just be like, yeah, all right, I've been told you. You know what I'm saying? Something in their spirit just didn't really sit right with me. You know what I'm saying? I could just detect when people full of shit. You know what I'm saying? Just me personally.
Well, you're an empath too.
Yeah.
So, and you're a Pisces.
and what's the saddest thing about that? The issue that we have with being the way we are is that I don't know why we allow people to hurt us. And when you're an empath, you allow people to fuck you over, and you at the same time will be like, how could I put this? You would try to find good in them still. You would still try to be like, yeah, but you such and such. Oh, I know why you was like that. Am I using that wrong or something like that? Because I feel like it's some people that I'm probably supposed to powerbomb them on their fucking head, and I did. Because I still try to find good in them, even though they a piece of shit.
Well, that's the wounded Pisces. But let me say this. I hear what you're saying in terms of the
shit, now I'm wounded? What the fuck?
I was talking about empath. I ain't talking about Pisces.
But Pisces is associated with victimhood. On the low end, Pisces is the last stop on the wheel. It's the last sign of the zodiac. And in terms, all signs have low vibrational and high vibrational expressions of their particular energy signature, right? So the low vibrational Pisces is playing victim and not taking accountability, playing the martyr. But I'm not saying that's you. But
because I done heard that shit before. She about to get kicked the hell off this show, deleted. I'm blocking her on social media.
How people get in their feelings about these signs. But let me just speak about the empath. Mm-hmm. The typical narrative about the empath and how you allow people to abuse you and how you sacrifice yourself and put yourself out there, to be harmed by others in the name of love. That's a dated narrative. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that there's so much information right now. This is for anybody watching right now who feels like they're in a toxic relationship and they feel mentally and spiritually, emotionally abused and ravished, and they don't really know how they're going to move beyond that experience or whatever. Listen, if you find yourself just harmed, completely, like just totally just abused in that space, that wounded empath narrative, there's so much information circulating right now. There's narcissistic abuse recovery TikTok, Instagram, narcissistic abuse pages. There's so much information out there right now in this information age. That's one of the positive sides of social media.
Do you have anything do you have anything specific that, because fuck those people, what do you have that could steer people? Because I want to steer people to you. What do you have?
Okay, to me?
Yes.
Okay, first of all, again, one, as an astrologer, I'm going to show you your birth chart, and I'm going to show you in that chart what your challenges are. Mm-hmm. You came in this life not by accident. You have specific lessons, and you have specific experiences that you're going to draw to you in order to assist you in evolution. We all came here to grow. Mm-hmm. We chose this, right? So I'm going to show you in that chart how you can utilize that chart like a toolbox. Because it's like you can't use a hammer when you're supposed to use a wrench. Mm-hmm. You have to use the right tool to do a job effectively. So you have to use your Mercury correctly. You have to use your Mercury square Pluto that you have in your chart correctly. You Mercury square Pluto, you're an investigative thinker. You are a person who's probably psychic. I'm going to tell you how to use that energy in a way where it can benefit you. And that's just one example of, your Mercury, but your Venus, so whatever. If you have, Venus, Pluto, you attract very possessive lovers. So I'm going to show you in the chart.
Doggie Diamonds attracts bitches. Seriously, I attract. Okay, when I say that, I'm talking about I attract women who have this strong personality, and for most point, they're mean. I attract mean women.
Listen,
I don't know why that is.
I have not seen your chart, so I can't tell you why you had the experiences you had, but that's what I do. I tell people, this is your birth chart. This is your blueprint. You believe in God? Cool. God is an organized mathematical God. So even your life is not an accident. Let's look at your blueprint and see why you've had the experiences you've had, why you've had the partners you've had, why you chose the career path you had, or whatever it is. That blueprint will reflect everything you need to know about yourself. And even after you learn your chart, like you could look at your chart every day for 20 years, you still see something new. Because it's math, it's mathematical configurations, it's very intricate. But even after you learn your chart, if you were to learn it, you still have to live this life. You still have to go through life and learn through trial and error, or learn from your mistakes and grow. And sometimes growth brings pain. You don't always have to be in pain to grow. People say, oh, pain is a part of life.
No, I don't believe in that shit. Let me ask you something. I will say this. I'm being blasphemous right now, and I'm being full of shit right now. I will admit I'm being full of shit. I don't like to date Libra women. Why is that?
Well, because first of all, Pisces, as a Pisces sun, well, I don't know what Libra, like again, I don't know if you dated a Libra woman and she
3 in a row and they all have abandonment. Yeah, fuck them all. Fuck them.
Fuck them all. Fuck all y'all Libra women.
Let me tell you what, okay? The 8th house of Pisces is Libra. And the 8th house is our karmic partners. So there you have it. Boom.
My karma.
The 8th house of Pisces is Libra in the zodiac. And the 8th house is...
Fucking me in the house. We got... So wait, what we got? How many houses we got?
12.
Oh, okay.
Just like apostles.
Got you.
So Pisces is the 12th house in the zodiac. It's the last one. But the 8th house of Pisces, not to confuse you, but the 8th house of Pisces...
Coco is my partner. She is a Libra. But we ain't never going to date. So goddamn you is... Listen, anybody that's in that October shit, early October...
Fuck y'all as a staff, record label, and a crew.
8th house. That person, but you probably learned a lot from the relationship too. You grew.
I
You
learned
learned a lot
I
grew
learned
from
that they
those
was
relationships.
I learned that they was bitches. And
Wow.
I learned that they was bitches and they are
But like
abandoners.
you said too, I also, as a, counselor, I, like you said, encouraging people to get what they need, the tools they need. I'm an advocate for therapy. And I'm the first
Facts. Me
person,
too.
I'm the first person to say, just because you found a reader on Facebook or you found a reader on TikTok, you ain't necessarily getting therapy.
Facts.
Therapy is different
I keep
from
telling them.
the spiritual modalities.
See, I
tell
keep
people that
telling them, I
upfront.
keep projecting therapy to the people, and they don't be wanting to listen to me. I say, yo, therapy is therapeutic because when I took therapy, I learned shit about myself that I didn't know. And one of the main things that I did learn from therapy was coping mechanisms when I'm in these crisis situations, because therapist is going to teach you how to deal with shit. And one of the things that I learned from a therapist, and I keep telling people, is she kept saying to me, what evidence do you have to support that? Because I am a thinker. I am an outward thinker. I can tell you tomorrow they're going to break in my house and I'm going to shoot everybody. And then I'm in the crib, anxious, waiting with the gun. And she say, well, what evidence do you have to support that? See, that's what you think, but that's not what you know. So there's a difference between what you think and what you actually know. And most of the time, we go off of what we think, not what we know. We anticipate. So sometimes we anticipate pain that you never get. So me being young, I used to say, damn, my toe hurt. They might have to cut my toe off. Then they're going to cut my foot off. What if they got to cut my leg off? Then I'm going to get a prosthetic. Then I'm going to be I used to think like that so I used to be like, damn, I'm going too far into the rabbit hole of fucking myself off. And it's just my toe hurt for a little while. You know what I'm saying? But again, when certain traumas, certain life experiences make you think fucked up. So you have to rewire the way you think and the way you see shit. So what if what sign was Jesus? The mythical figure Jesus. What sign was he?
I know that they symbolize him with the fish. That, like, when you see, that's one of the symbols. But yeah, I know. But see,
hit you with the West Coast. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Let's go.
Get your Jesus on, doggy. Get your Jesus on.
Jesus was a Pisces. Oh shit. Oh.
Well, but even outside of the actual person or the figure, Jesus, just what he symbolized, which is, being enlightened, the highest expression of enlightenment, the embodiment of love, which is the highest frequency, right, in the universe. That's the symbolic meaning of Jesus, whether you actually believe in that the character walked the earth or existed or not. That's, being anointed, being awakened. That is what Jesus symbolizes to me in terms of the meaning of the character Jesus, the actual energy. And like I said, all signs have high vibrational expressions and low vibrational expressions. There's moody cancers, and then there's cancers that are highly nurturing and supportive, and they don't project their emotions on others. There's Capricorns that want to control everybody and be bossy, and they don't change a lot. And then there's Capricorns that know that they are examples to others of excellence, and they have to be exemplary in how they show up in the world. So there's high vibrational Pisces, high vibrational Sag, high vibrational Leo, and low vibrational expressions of all those signs too. Everybody, you can be as involved or uninvolved as you need to be.
And there's only low vibrational Libra women. Y'all don't get no high shit. Y'all don't go high. Y'all niggas is in purgatory. All Libra women is in purgatory. Y'all don't get high. Y'all down there.
Let me just say this. Weren't they very attractive? Libra women are ruled by Venus. Venus is the ruler of Libra. So Libra women, whenever I do readings,
one was alright. She couldn't meet my grandmas though, but she was alright. She was something to do on a Saturday night.
Okay, but what I always tell Libra women and Taurus women, who are both ruled by Venus. Venus is the ruler of, co-rules Libra and Taurus. What I always tell them is use your Venus. Use your Venus. Because Venus is, of course, the goddess of beauty and, touch and all those sorts of Pisces and Libra things. And, usually Libra women are very social, very engaging. It's the air sign. Air is mental activity. So
you know what this means?
I'm just going to say it's your 8th house, and everybody watch out for
you know what this means?
What you say?
You know what this means when you talk about Libra women?
What? What is it?
That means I don't believe nothing. Just take that shit off the zodiac. All Libra women. Oh, well, see, my niece is a Libra. Shout out to my niece Alexis. But other than, see, again, there's no possible way that we would date. But fuck Libra women. Just take that shit off.
They must have really got you.
I told you, Libra women are abandoners. I dealt with 3 in a row, and I'm like,
well, see, here's the thing,
y'all
right?
all the same.
Pisces is a water sign. Pisces is a water sign, and water deals with emotion, intuition. Libra is an air sign, like Aquarius and Gemini. Air signs that deal with the mental. So they don't really invest often the way water signs do, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. We have emotional connections. Like you said, I'm empathic, empathetic, sympathetic. That's water. That's us. I'm Cancer too. I got a moon in Pisces. So, I'm on that water tribe with you. Sometimes the air signs are like, hey, baby, I'm here for a good time and not a long time. It is what it is.
My niece is a Cancer. My sister was a Cancer. My father was a Cancer. But me and my niece have a connection. Like if something is wrong with me, I don't have a different face. I don't have anything. She would just come sometimes to do this to me. And I'm like, how does she know that something is bothering me? But she's a little genius anyway. But all right, so what we gonna do, we're gonna bring you back. You should just be on here weekly or something like that. We should just do this all the time. Because what I want to do, I want to get your we need to, this is what we need to do with our platforms and our community. We need to start making our own gurus. We need to start making our own professionals. We got to stop letting them sit on whoever Dr. Phil gave us and all of that. No, we could take our platforms and promote people, because I don't want you on my platform all the time. I want you to start on my platform and then they go to you. So if we could use my platform to springboard your platform, that's what I'm into. I've always used me. Yeah, just use me. You know what I'm saying? Just use me. Just let my platform out and then we'll just go to your platform. But I think we need to start creating our own heroes and sheroes, because a lot of times we got to listen to them and then you on some Miss Cleo shit after a while. You know what I'm saying? You sitting there with a pot and get, you got you got a goddamn, you got a toll-free number. You know what I'm saying? So we need to start using these platforms to build each other up instead of just using our platforms to sensationalize shit and then they never see you again, because certain conversations is needed. Certain conversations should be held by the masses. And it's, it starts off slow, but then it picks up. And then people say, they go back to episode 1. They be on episode 20. Then they go back to 1 and they be like, I missed all of this, So I'll be watching, on the low. I'll be like, here she go with this moon, stars, quasar shit. Sound like Elwood Jetson. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but
what?
You don't remember that? You don't remember that from Boys in the Hood? Sun, moon, stars. Yeah. Anyway. So no, but I I'm such a sponge for knowledge. I peek in on everything. Like I look at everything, because even if something wrong, it's something teachable. So obviously, oh shit, I don't think you should touch that again. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of those people, but I don't watch bullshit. I just can't.
Well, let me ask you this. If you're looking at my platform, I don't know, occasionally when my clients voluntarily choose to just do an Instagram post where they're speaking on video and they're like, Ty Pheonix read my chart. I have a few of those posts on my page. I don't know if you've seen them, where some of my clients, they provided testimonials about how they felt like the reading was very beneficial for them, and just how they were grateful to me for sharing with them what they needed to know about not only the chart, but what they needed to know. Don't start that business in April, start it in August. Don't, if you're going to get a divorce, the best time to do it is da-da-da-da. By the time Saturn,
not the D word.
Have you seen those posts on my page?
No, because I really see your TikTok more when it's just you. I really see your TikTok more.
Okay.
We have to somehow get into each other's feed into Instagram because you know Instagram feed be wilding, but I see your TikTok more because I'm not following that much people. Because see me, I like the fact that when I think somebody is full of shit, I like the fact that I got the brashness, the boldness, and the Brooklyn shit in me to be like, man, that's bullshit. Because I'm not one of them people where people be like, yeah, you haven't been sleeping. Yeah, I haven't been sleeping. I've been sleeping like a goddamn baby. Come on, read something else because you fucking with me now. Because it is a little commonality in everything. So people like to, you know, yeah, you've been having a lot on your mind and all that. Yeah, I've been, no. You have to be specific. Tell me what.
See, you know, you're talking about the For You page. Now, let me ask you this. Is your niche on TikTok hashtag spiritual TikTok? Is that your niche? Because, you know, they have, see the difference between TikTok and Instagram. TikTok is, I find, is more niche oriented type of social media.
Mm-hmm.
So you put hashtag spiritual TikTok and all different types of content.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to move it around because all I keep getting is these African girls with big ass booties, and I don't know why this is in my feed. It's on my Instagram. It's in my. I'm like, what? I looked at one big ass butt, and now I'm just bombarded with booty. And I ain't mad, but I'm just saying, good Lord, these chicks can't even speak.
Your algorithm is crazy. I don't know what you got going on.
Yeah, that's all I could look. Listen, let me show you something. Let me show you my Explorer page right now. All it is ass. I'm like, I don't even look at ass like that. Why do they keep giving me?
Wait, you talking about IG or TikTok?
IG. Look, this is what I got. What is this about? That's all I got. All I got is TNA. I'm like, yo, and these chicks ain't even in the States. Look at that. Look at that right there. What are we doing?
What the? Because you clicked on some wild shit one day, and now that shit is bombarding your timeline consistently. I know I don't show up in your timeline.
I gotta listen. I gotta get all this ass out of my timeline. I'm just keep it real with you. I don't know what to do. See, like this, because what are we doing? What are we doing? Like that's all. That's.
I don't see that. All I see is rappers. Rappers.
No, I don't want to see no rappers. I'll stick to the ass then. I don't want to see no rappers.
That's my timeline is 100%. Oh, and occasional spiritual content, and then people cooking. That's
I love cooking. If I could switch it to the cooking, I'm good with the cooking. I'm good with the cooking, and I'm good with something else that I like that I don't like to tell people. I like it because tech stuff. I love tech stuff. That's what I'm on TikTok. These iPhone tricks you wouldn't know about. I'm on that hard body. That's all on my timeline on TikTok.
You know what, Doggy? I'm a firm believer in what I call the cosmic algorithm. You know what that is?
Mm-hmm.
That
I need some ass.
You attracted that because ass is on your mind. So you attracted it. That's showing up in your timeline because that's what you're thinking about.
You might be right.
I believe in the cosmic algorithm, which means that your algorithm is a reflection of what you think about or what you I know you've done that. What? Where you've been like, oh, let me go research on YouTube how to build a table. Next thing you know, you go on Instagram and your timeline, it'll be like they're selling you tables or something. Like you like, damn, I was just looking. That happens to everybody where they reflect back to you. But sometimes it happens based on things that are in your mind.
But I don't think, I'm going to keep it real with you. I don't think about African ass. I'm just keep it real with you. I don't think about that. I'll be sitting here thinking about tech shit more than anything because I love this. I love graphics. I love going in photos. That's what I love to do. So I don't think about African ass. They try and trick me out my spot with that right there. I don't know what that's all about. I don't know what.
They trying to get your vibrational frequency
low.
Yeah,
they trying to. Well, that's not a low vibrational frequency. African ass look all right, but I'm just saying.
But they trying to keep you in your. They trying to keep you in your sacral chakra.
Yeah. So again, man, I'm like, yo, come on, man, send me some shit that I could learn from because I'd rather learn that.
You never see me. You'll never see me.
No, at all.
Wow.
I just thought about you, because again, like the way, if I had to describe it, it's that matrix shit. The numbers coming down. That's my mind. Like my mind to be here, my mind to be there, my mind to be there, my mind to be all over. Then I think of a person. Then I think of this and I think of that. So I'm the type of person that'll sit right here and be like, yo, damn, what's up with DJ Doo-Wop? People are like, for what? I'm like, I don't know. I just thought about him. That's just how I work. So I just thought about you for some reason. I never was formally introduced to you. And I've seen your work. I've seen, and I told you. Matter of fact, let me show you how real this is. You trying to say I didn't? I'm gonna show you that I even DM'd you on Facebook. It's how real
Oh,
it is.
that's because I don't check my Facebook
Nobody,
messages as much as I check my Instagram DM.
nobody told you not to. No, I don't know that.
That's why I get it, because I'm not over there like that. I can't see that. Hold on, let me put my glasses on. Y'all don't judge me.
It says,
watching.
"Hey."
I can't see. Oh yeah, that's me.
Yes,
That's me.
I hit you on Facebook. Let me see what day this was. Hold on. February 1st.
I ain't get it. Where was it?
February 1st.
I ain't get it.
See, that's what I'm saying. So you can't say you wasn't on my mind. It wasn't no African ass. It was you. I was sitting there trying to get you on the platform. So
okay,
that was it. So
I'm gonna check. You actually are just telling me like now I gotta start checking all Twitter. I gotta really be more diligent.
Gotta be more diligent. You just gotta go through the day in that. So all right, next thing we're going to do is you have to do the teachable moment show because you're gonna have to break down some of this, the space stuff for me because I'm lost. So we did a little bit today, but you have so much information. We could go to the rap. We could go, and we ain't even cover everything. That's why you gotta come back. So it's at your leisure whenever you want to come back. I work every day. You know what I'm saying? I do this shit every day. This is my second show for the day. I did an hour earlier, and I'm doing an hour now. Then I'm about to go take a shower and lay my. It's almost 10 o'clock. Damn, I'm getting old. I'm tired. It's that hour, man. Can I get that hour back, man? Why y'all keep playing with the hour, too? We ain't tending to no crops. What are y'all doing? That's what it was designed for. And when it's going to get hot? We got all seasons in one day. Go outside with a hoodie, you hot. Then you get, come in anyway. Give them your social media.
Tiye Pheonix, TiyePhoenix. That's Instagram, that's Facebook, that's YouTube. And the only one that's different is TikTok because it's Tiye Pheonix 713. If anybody messaged you talking about, oh, can I interest you in a reading, love? That's how they always say, can I interest you in a reading, love? That's not me. That's a fake page. Underscore in the name, underscore after the name, before the name, fake. It's like 3 of them pages I've seen. I got followed by one of the fake pages the other day, Tiye_Pheonix. So at this point, Instagram is not really doing their job in terms of shutting these pages down. I'm not the only one that's been complaining about it. I know they put certain measures into place where you can actually tell now, like you can look and see when somebody's page was founded on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So you go and you say
niggas
when
ain't looking at deep.
Started.
They ain't looking at deep.
Yeah, so if it says March 5th, 2023, that's clearly not me. Like, don't people stop following these pages and definitely don't let these people con you because I'm not going to ever message you first and say, can I interest you in a reading, love? Like they say the same language on like, it's horrible.
Yeah, and
like,
then people be so downtrodden. They be like, yeah, tell me about my such and such. That your baby father ain't shit. You already know that though. You don't need no reading for that. Listen,
and you knew that already.
Yeah, the crib smell like corn chips. He played the game all day, sitting there wearing goddamn long johns for drawers and basketball shorts for drawers, and you already know that. You don't need no reading. Cut it out. But I'm gonna bring you back. So
there's something. Listen, you will never not need your own common sense.
Yeah.
And understanding about the details of what's happening in your life.
Yeah, common sense.
Some people come for readings and astrology. They're not really, like I said, they're not really clear about what astrology readings are. So some people, they think it's a tarot, psychic, whatever. But some people just really want you to tell them what they want to hear about some situation that God or source or whatever has already given them the information they need. Like, they know. So.
Well, you have the children that you can say hot and they won't touch it because of the conviction in your voice. And then you got some of them children that got to get their hand burned. It's both learning, I think you yell hot to me. I was good on that. Except for matters of the heart. That's when I get a little stupid. I ain't gonna front, I'm a little dumb.
That's
did.
why you mad. That's why you walking around mad at these Libras.
Oh, I don't fuck with them. Nah, I just know I ain't doing it. I just know I ain't doing it. Like what Ja Rule said.
Never again.
Nope, never doing it. I just ain't fucking with no Libra. I fuck with I fuck with Miss Piggy before I fuck with a Libra. We ain't doing no Libras. Never. Sorry, because I know y'all gonna come in my DM. Y'all gonna pop shit. I'm a Libra and I'm different. I don't care. I'm gonna say it again.
See, you ain't get that chart. Next time, tell them no chart, no start. Say, what's your birthday?
Libras.
If they can't give you the birthday, be like, oh.
Look, I don't care if it's October 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, or 6th. I'm not fucking with them. It just ain't gonna work. I'm serious. I'm not doing it. When I see that sign anywhere, I just be like, all right, I'm good. That's like drinking a cup of milk. I know I'm gonna throw up. So we ain't doing it. So Ty Pheonix, spelled just like that on everything. She's on YouTube. She's on all streaming platforms. And support her. She'll be back. Don't be late to the party. But then again, you could be late to the party. As long as you come to the party. That's it. So I want to thank you for coming here today. And you'll be back. We're going to talk some more crazy stuff. And you can see that it's a man in the world who got his head on straight. I'm not an idiot. I'm a little Brooklyn, but some of us have knowledge of self. Not everybody is these low vibrating suckers. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm sucker free. I just stay away from the suckers. But it says sad women are gangsters. Listen, man, she gonna have to make me a believer, because I'm telling you, I don't believe in none of that shit. I just know fuck with Libras. That's it. And Cancer, I love Cancers. So, you a Cancer?
I am.
See, ain't that some shit? How did I know that? You said it earlier, right? You did say it earlier. See?
Well, when you said that you had like 3 or 4, 5 family members who was Cancers, I was like, gang.
Yeah, definitely. My father was July 21st. My sister is June 22nd. And my niece is June 23rd, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but it was always my father and my sister. And me and my sister at one point was really, really close growing up. So it had a lot to do with that. But Cancers, y'all be emotional sometimes too. You
don't have to tell them on your watch right now for us to go in and talk about Pisces being emotional. So let's not even.
No, but we don't just sit around and cry.
Don't start none, won't be none.
All right, so we gonna go. We gonna go through it, because I know Cancers that. Listen, my niece, that lip used to come out. I'm like, what's mad? What's wrong now? But Cancers are very loving too. When they love, But Pisces is, the BEST. Did I spell that right? BES. Oh yeah, I did. All right. So I'm gonna sign you out, and I'll talk to you later. I'm going to ask you DM my number.
Okay. On Instagram or Facebook?
I'm gonna email it, because that's how we got here, right? Because you ain't gonna check none of that shit. So we just do the email. Right? So I'll talk to you later on. And thanks to the home.
Okay, thank you for having me. I really enjoyed this.
Thanks to the homegirl, Kendaka, for hooking us up too.
Coach.
Yeah, Coach.
The goddess. Thank you, sweetie.
I
love her.
Yeah, she's a beautiful spirit. So yeah,
beautiful.
I don't know she's a Virgo. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
And I'm a Virgo rising. So we talked about that. Me and her, we built on that. Like, Virgos, they A1.
No, but I think Pisces and Virgos go together. But that's another subject we gotta have, because anyway, we'll talk about that. I'll holler at you later on.
Thank you for having me.
I'm glad that you're here later. Yeah. All right, so sometimes, y'all don't always get it. It ain't for y'all, right? It ain't for y'all to understand at all times. Sometimes Common had a song, an album called One Day It'll All Make Sense. One day it'll make sense. One day what I'm doing, what's going on here, will make sense to you. It might not make sense today, but it will. And then you'll see them start copying and start doing that. Just remember, it is what it is. I'm Doggie Diamonds. Until next time, I am out. How do I sign out my own shit? Is this it? What happened? It froze. I don't know what that was all about. Later.
Sipping